Hey everyone, it's been a while. Um, Today, real quick, what I want to talk about is the ego. Specifically, my perspective on what the ego is. And I don't want to say a healthier way, but a different way of looking at the ego. So, what is the ego in short? It is the aspect of ourselves that sits between our conscious and unconscious mind. It is responsible for desire, the feelings of desire, validation, attention, is where our identity lies, our sense of self, right? Anything from I am a man to I am a liberal or a conservative or I am a vegan or I am a YouTuber or I am a musician, right? Our idea of our sense of self. Okay, that's fine. And honestly, we've often heard the ego being referred to in a negative connotation, right? Oh, you have such a big ego. You have such a fragile ego. You often hear more now than ever people talking about ego death, which is transcending the ego and dissolving your sense of self, realizing that you are part of something bigger. Now, I don't think you necessarily need to have ego death. I believe in having a healthy relationship with all aspects of yourself to the point where you just become one. Having a healthy relationship with the ego is like having a healthy relationship with your body. Now, your body needs what to survive? In general, it needs calories. Where do we get these calories? From fats, carbs, proteins have calories in it. That's what gives us the fuel and the macronutrients needed to survive and build our bodies up. Okay? The ego is very similar. We feed it. It needs narrative. It needs story. It, our ego needs to feel a sense of belonging. The feeling of meaninglessness or that something happens for nothing is too much to bear naturally. Now, maybe this is something that we can learn to accept later in life, but in general, the ego needs validation. That is the food that we consume to satiate our need for narrative and story. Okay? Now, I don't believe there's anything wrong with wanting validation. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with the ego. The issue is our relationship with the ego. And so when it comes to validation, the issue is that we seek way too much of it, we seek it from the wrong source, and we seek the wrong kind of validation. So we seek way too much of it. We focus so much on validating our identity instead of realizing who we truly are already knowing who you are, beyond the identity politics and anything like that. And I will tell you how I identify myself, and it'll help. The wrong source. Most of your validation needs to come from you, right? First, your sense of self. If you're spiritual, you can have a spiritual validation as well from God. Knowing that you're a child of God is validating. But God also gave you a brain and the ability to do things, okay? And so there's so much that we have within us. We have so much power already. So what did I say? Too much, the wrong source, and the wrong kind of validation. Yeah. So we seek shallow validation like for looks or money or attention, social proof, likes on a page, how much money we got in our bank account. You can tell when someone is shallow when like someone criticizes them and then they immediately retort with, "Well, you don't make as much money as me." That's how they value themselves, right? Who would they be without the money, right? So we need to lower the quantity of validation we seek outside, stop outsourcing our sense of self, and start looking inward, right? How I identify myself is I see myself as a being of potential. It's the one thing that connects every human on the planet. Everybody has a different type of potential, everybody has different levels of potential. Not everybody's going to realize their potential, but anybody can. But that's what makes us fundamental as human beings is the fact that we were born with the ability to become more and we're born with the ability to choose to become more. That's how I identify myself. Before I identify myself as a man, as a black man, as a son, as an artist, as a musician, as a friend, before all of that, I am a being of potential. a child of God who was put here with the ability to do things and do them better over time. Some people have athletic potential, intellectual potential, emotional intelligence potential. We could always choose to become more. With work and time, we could become more. It doesn't matter how talentless you think you are, it doesn't matter how much of a loser you think you are. You can improve just about every aspect of your life if you see yourself as a being that's capable of doing so, which you are. You are. Even if you don't believe it, you are. Trust me. Uh, some of you who might watch this might think that you're in a predicament where you're lost and lonely and can't do anything right. As much as I feel you, you are not alone. And there are plenty of people who make it out of that. And I'm hoping that this touches somebody so that you can make it out of it. But every human being is potential. And aligning your ego with that, I believe, is a healthier way because you see yourself as somebody who's only as important as what you make of yourself. But you also see everybody else as equally important. Okay? So you're not so much special. I mean, yes, there's only one you, and you can manifest your gifts in a way that only you can, but we're all connected. And so it's like a healthy medium of identifying your sense of self with something bigger than you while also having a unique perspective of yourself. Think about getting in shape, right? Somebody who gets in shape just for looks will get the body that they want, but if they obsess too much over it, it'll never be good enough. No matter how many likes they get, how many modeling gigs they get, and how much attention they get, they will still feel like it's not enough. If you look at somebody who wants to get into shape so they can increase their quality of life, so they can move around better, have better sleep, better energy, better libido, focus more, less chronic pain, longevity, those are things that you don't need external validation to see. You will see it within yourself firsthand. You will experience feeling better, and you will see yourself as a being that's capable of managing your own life. And then looking good just comes with that. Like honestly, like looking good just like you're in shape, you take care of yourself. You don't need six pack abs or this or that or the third. Just take care of yourself. It's the same thing with the ego. You don't have to transcend the ego into a spiritual, interlocked, supernatural consciousness where all of that's fine, but you don't also have to have the ego rule everything about you. But you first have to admit that you have an ego and it's likely getting in the way of your progress. Whatever issues you're dealing with in life, it's you that's getting in the way. It's your thought process. It's the story that you're telling yourself. Let's start telling ourselves healthier stories, better stories. Even if your reality doesn't match up with the story, still, your ego won't know the difference. The more you tell your mind something is true, it'll start to believe that and then look for it in life. So start seeing yourself as a being of potential, a being that's capable, a being that's deserving of love and deserving to get everything that it can out of life, that you can out of life. And those things will start to happen. Not overnight, but they will start to happen. Develop a healthy relationship with your ego, but also don't let it control you. You are more than your ego. We are more than our ego. Let's not overcorrect. I'm all about balance. I'm like Thanos. I'm all about balance in life. Okay? That's it for now. In another video, I do want to talk about shadow work, how to get in touch with the ego, and how to get in touch with the parts of ourselves that we do not want to get in touch with. Stay tuned, and I will talk to you later.